Hello, I'm Fred Farris with the Aspire Institute. Today I want to talk about how to use a PSA to boost your profit, reduce your scope creep, build trust, and win better clients. Kind of all ties together. So to understand a PSA, it's one of the most valuable tools you can have in your toolbox, and it's a professional services agreement. That's what PSA stands for, and it's an advantage for contractors. It gives you the ability to have a pre-final contract or pre-construction agreement. It replaces the estimate with a firm proposed development for a fee, and it gets you paid for developing the process through the estimating and development process. Um, Either, a demo and discovery or a design agreement or a pre-construction process. It gets an early commitment, and it's a kind of gets you bought in or the client bought in before you actually start the project, or construction on the project. Remember, the project really starts at development. It doesn't start at construction or demo. So it's important that you get paid for and build the value with your clients for that process as well. And at the end of the day, it's a much more professional process. So how the PSA, kind of what's the advantage for the homeowner? It provides a fixed bid or stipulated sum price to the client. It allows them to kind of try before you buy for really both of you. You can work through and understand the process, make sure that this is going to be a win-win before we actually start demo or, construction. And it increases significantly the likelihood that the homeowner will get what their vision was in the beginning, that you actually have built out the project properly. It reduces or eliminates the prices significantly, so that you have a better process all the way through. And really, the thought here is anything that you put some planning and thought into before you actually execute, you're going to have a better process. So spending some time up front to build out, to know exactly what we're going to do, what that's going to look like, and what the cost is going to be a value for everybody. But this process really starts early on. So I want to talk about what we call our sales bridge. It's the process from marketing into sales, right? So, or into the estimate. What does that sales bridge look like? So here's an example of our sales bridge. You have the initial client intake, when they contact you, when they raise their hand and reach out. What does that look like? What is that process? There should be a questionnaire that we fill out, building some value in that first intake. Then there should be a follow-up email with some information and usually an email questionnaire for them to fill out to get more information about their project. And this is where you start educating them on how your process works with the PSA or the design process. Then that first meeting, there's some preparation, looking over the information, making that happen. That first meeting, the KSP is what we call our killer sales proposal. It's your sales toolbox to build value with your client. Then using what we call a speed estimator or range of cost estimator, I'll show you that here in a minute, to give them an actual range. Then you sign the PSA, and then you go through into the next steps, which is developing out that project. So a PSA or speed estimator range kind of looks like this. So in that first meeting, once you see their vision, you understand what they're looking for, you can use data from actual job costing from previous jobs to say, based on a project like yours, this is the range. I don't see it in this case being done for less than 142, 317. I don't see it exceeding 284, 635. And you can show them what those cost ranges are. Now, at this point, the client's going to usually say something like, wow, that's a big range. And that's really the goal. What you want to help them understand is that you don't set the price as the builder, they set the price as the client. It's based on their finish and fixture, what they're looking for. But with what they're looking for, the low end is 142, the high end is 284. We can do it anywhere in that range. You ask them, what is their investment number? Is it in that range? And if so, where? And then you can put that in the client budget down at the bottom, right? So in this case, let's say they said, 200 was our number. Not a problem. We put 200 in there. This tool will actually give you rough budgets based on your previous costs for every phase after you've done it. But for the sales portion of this, you would use this to say, no problem, we can absolutely build your job for 200, and we will be careful working through finish and fixture and selections to make sure that we achieve your vision and we hold your budget. And we'll do that with our professional services agreement. And then you can sign a PSA. This is one of our PSAs. You're welcome to take and use it. We have three categories. The first category is that first initial meeting. The second category is you signing the PSA and getting paid for your time to develop out the project. And the third category is if there's any third-party services, you would bill them for those separately. I like to do it on a retainer basis. You can set the retainer for whatever you feel is appropriate, but it allows you to get paid for your time to partner with the client and to be their advocate through development of their project to ensure that they get the outcome they're looking for and that you hold that budget. So that's kind of how the PSA works. In doing this, you'll build much more value with your client. It's much more professional, and they know that you're taking control to make sure that they get their vision and they keep their budget. So I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, you would like more information about the PSA or the sales process, there is a link, contact us link in the description below. You're welcome to click that, or here's my information. You can reach out to me directly, and I'm happy to answer questions or help you with any of that. Hope this video was helpful for you, and hope you have a great day.